Hi everybody, it's Rachel from Sage. Thank you for being here today. This is an all Australian get ready with me. Just some skincare that I've done before I started the makeup. Jojoba bead cleanser, one of my all-time favorites. I use that in the shower. Beautiful for normal to dry skin. The Jojoba Company Ultimate Serum, it really is my favorite serum of all. And then over the top, I went in with the probiotic milk from Jojoba Co as well. A very lightweight but hydrating moisturizer that's really suitable for all skin types and feels lovely on the skin. So then, of course, I've done put some lip balm on, one of my all-time favorites, the Jojoba lip balm. Not sponsored by Jojoba Co. I just love all their stuff. So then I've used some Eco by Sonia, the Eye Compost Bakuchiol eye lotion. It's really nice. I do like it a lot. I wish the name was different. It's a bit weird. Then on my hair, Eleven's Miracle Hair Treatment, which I think I may have used for possibly 15 years. I have bought it over and over and over again. I don't rinse it out. Then the Frank Body AHA Hydrating Body Lotion, a long-term favourite. Buy it repeatedly from Mecca, Australian product as well. And of course, over the top of everything goes Cancer Council Kids Sunscreen, an all-time favourite. Can't recommend it enough. So moving on to the makeup now, we have Natio Bronzing Glow Primer, which is a beautiful product. It is gel-like, it is lightweight, it smells nice and fresh. It does give you a bit of a glow and a tiny bit of bronzing, especially on a lighter skin tone like mine, but it really does dissipate fairly well once you put your foundation on. But it is a lovely hydrating primer for those of you that have normal to dry skin. Then going in with the eye makeup. Now I have primed my lids. I don't have an Australian owned eye primer, I'm sorry to say. And I've also put some brow gel in my brows. And I'm using the Innoxa, one of my old palettes here, the Innoxa Nude Neutrals eyeshadow palette. Just going in with that first shade, which I've nearly finished, as you can see. It's very close to being completely panned. It is just a neutralizing shade and preparing the lid for other shadows. But all of these makeup steps are about a minute or under in length. So, and there's no rushing. So you'll see it's super easy for everyone to use. Using the same brush here, going in with one of the deeper shades. This is what I call a contouring shade, and what I'm doing here is contouring above the crease. This is a really good trick for people with mature lids who maybe have creasing, or people who have hooded eyes. This is a way to create the effect of an more open eye area, and also to disguise any creping skin. Just a fluffy brush, nothing special. And the lower pigment in this palette, yes, it is quite old, but it was always a very subtly pigmented palette, is really nice for beginners, and it's still available from Innoxa. Not sponsored by them either, just have loved their products for most of my adult life. Going in with a deeper shade now, I have got the deepest brown. I went in with two lighter browns there first, and now I've gone in with the deepest brown on the outer V. This is quite a pigmented shadow, even still after all these years. So I'm just wanting to add a bit of depth and dimension here, nothing much. I've got a flat brush now, and I'm going to use that darkest brown as an eyeliner. And I'm just going to use the brush flipped over. I'm not going to use the edge. I'm actually using the breadth of it to smoke it out. super easy technique, and with this sort of eyeshadow, you really can't go wrong. It's just so simple. And that's pretty much it for the mattes. This would be the sort of eye look if you are time poor, if you are just a beginner, if you just are basically lazy makeup person, which most of us are from time to time, of course. This is the sort of eye look that anyone can do. And it wears well all day, no matter what job you have. So now I'm going to use some shimmers, which are not compulsory, of course. I'm going in with that deeper brown. It's a cooler tone brown, but it tones in well with that matte, that darker matte brown in the outer V. And then I'm going in with a lighter tone there, more of a sort of a caramelly colour on the centre lid. And I'm just doing it really roughly with my fingers. It doesn't really matter. These shimmers are very smooth and smoothing to the eyelid. They don't enhance texture whatsoever. And they just give a very nice but subtle lightening effect. You can see I'm showing that there. Now, I wouldn't always go into the inner corner, so I'm just tidying it up there with that finger. But I'm going to go in with another finger, clean finger, and use that champagne colour just to brighten the inner corner. And that's pretty much all you have to do. And I'm just using my finger pretty roughly there. It's super easy on textured lids. Mascara now. I'm using the Mecca Max Tubing Mascara in brown. This is the Whiplash Mascara. It has an interesting bristle. It's sort of like it's like it's funneled or something in and out, and a coil perhaps might be the better way to describe it. Now this is definitely brown. It's a warm brown. I do find I love it on the lower lashes. I'm using it here on upper and lower, but I have been tending to go back in with a black mascara on the upper lash line afterwards. That's just because of my preference of volume and depth of colour, but it is beautiful, and it's a very easy to use mascara that is tubing, which means it's also easy to get off. You just need some warm water and it will come off in cute little tubes in your sink. You don't need to use a special eye makeup remover for tubing mascaras. Now, I've wanted to try this brown one for a while. I've now been using it for, oh gosh, quite some time now, and it is a really nice formula. I have previously used it in black, and I also liked it as well, but I'm always looking out for a brown mascara to replace my all-time favourite L'Oreal one. Not quite found it yet, but, you know, I'm always hopeful. So now I'm going to go in with my foundation, but it's not actually a foundation, it's a BB cream. Now, BB creams were the start of basically this makeup journey in my, middle years. I didn't even wear foundation for probably 10 or more years. All I wore every day was BB cream. Remember that Garnier one that you could get at Woolworths? Well, that was what I wore for years and years. And it had an SPF in it, and it was the perfect shade for me, the lighter medium one. And then they did something to it, and I stopped buying it. Even after all the tubes I'd gone through, they changed it, and I no longer liked it. So anyway, this is certainly not my favourite BB cream. This is MCO Beauty's BB cream. I don't know, guys. This might even be old packaging. I think they still make it. I'm not sure. They've gone into so many trendy things now. It's hard to keep up. But anyway, what I'm just doing here is adding a bit more to cover the darkness and redness, the darker spots and the red spots. But I'm obviously after a very neutral, natural look. One of my favourite eyeliner pens of all time is the Natio Precision Micro Liner. Look how easily this goes on. This isn't my twitchy eye, I admit, but I literally can do both eyes in about a minute. And that is saying something. Look at that. It's so good and so easy. Now, a lot of people don't like to use eyeliner, I understand, but I do, as you are probably aware. So this is my twitchy eye, but even on my twitchy eye, I only just have to hold it gently and I can get it close to the lash line. It dries down really super fast. It's a matte finish. It doesn't crease. It doesn't smudge. I've never had any issues with it whatsoever in all the years that I've been using this brand and this particular eyeliner. Okay, so this is new. I have had this in the past and it's often out of stock. It's the Natio Micro Brow Pen in medium brown. It's got that sort of blade on it with the 3 little prongs. It's brand new, that's why I'm shaking it. Now, I'm thinking this is the shade that I've always bought in the past, but I'm thinking I might have got it too light. I should have possibly got the next shade up. I don't know if it was available actually when I got this. So it's a very natural looking brow. Now, what I advise you to do when you are filling in your brows is to focus on the middle part of your brows, that bit that is the highest, if you will, because that is where you will get the most definition and it will lift the whole of the eye area. Don't focus the colour on the inner part of the brow. You actually want that to be more faded. Okay, so I did the other brow. We don't need to see that. I think the colour is okay, but it could be a bit darker. So this is Innoxa's Hyaluronic Acid Translucent Loose Powder, which I have loved for years. The reason why I love this as much as I do is because it contains hyaluronic acid, which actually pulls moisture out of the air, the atmosphere, and back into the skin, which is basically the opposite of what most face powders do. I have never found this to settle in the creases under my eyes. I have never found this to feel heavy. It is one of the lightest weight powders I've ever known, and it is super flattering. Now, the shade range, of course, is abysmal, as it is with most Australian makeup brands. I think it basically comes in translucent and maybe one other light shade, and that's about it. But it settles beautifully on me and doesn't make me feel like I'm even wearing any powder whatsoever. I'm also using an MCO Beauty Puff there. I really like these. I just bought another packet of them and they're great value too. So this is one of my favourite lipsticks of all time. This is Natio's cream formula in the shade Blissful. You can see how much I love it. I've had numerous ones of these, and I didn't even use a lip liner. I don't feel I need to with this lipstick. I also find, considering that it's so creamy, and it really tastes nice too, it has a sort of a slight mandarin flavour. I don't even have to worry about a lip liner, and it's long lasting, surprisingly. Okay, a bit of luxury now. My Mellow Face Palette, which I absolutely love. I have only recently come to face palettes, but there you go. I love them. And this one in particular. So I'm going in with the bronzer shade. Now, this is quite a cool tone bronzer, and it's got some serious pigment. So be light-handed. I'm using a very fluffy kabuki brush here, and I find that gives me a nice angled sort of snatched, there's that word, effect. So I'm just trying to be really light-handed here. but it is this palette is quite pigmented. Just doing a bit on the chin to minimize that prominence. It's a very prominent area of my face. And contouring the nose just a wee bit, as much as I do anyway. Grabbing a different brush now, an angled brush to do the blush. It's a beautiful blush in this palette. I have hit hard pan on it though, so I'm going to have to scrape it back a bit so I can keep getting use out of it. Sometimes that happens. I don't know whether a bit of moisture has come into contact with the pan, but anyway, it's easily fixed. It has a slight glow to it, that blush. It's not shimmery by any means. It's just a nice healthy effect, and it's a beautiful peachy pink. So this is the highlighter that I prefer in this palette. The other one is a little bit too icy. This one is more of a champagne. It's warmer. And I like to sweep this across to the top of the eyelid as well for a bit of accent there. Nothing very revolutionary about any of that, but just to show you the techniques I use. To finish off, I'm just using a toning mist rather than a finishing spray. I don't have one of those. This is Jojoba Co's mist, and it smells glorious. And here we have the finished look. I've done my hair. I hope you like this very easy and relaxed get ready with me using all Australian products. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.